Earlier this week, President Trump suspended a program to expand the country's network of electric vehicle chargers. It's his latest in a series of efforts to undo Biden-era policies encouraging EV adoption. But in some parts of the country, EVs and other low-carbon technologies are becoming more popular, not because of government policies, but because they make economic sense. That's what I found when I recently visited Utah, a politically red state where some residents are going green.
It's usually really beautiful this time of year.
Rob Sorensen is a father of four and a self-described middle-of-the-road conservative.
I would describe myself as leaning more on the conservative side, but very, very nuanced as well.
Born and raised in Utah, he's worked in insurance here for more than 2 decades. But you'd be forgiven for thinking he was a professional fiddle player. That's not the only thing about him that's surprising. Despite his conservative politics, he's become a fan of electric vehicles, or EVs, which studies show tend to be more popular with left-leaning consumers.
We never in a million years thought that an EV car would be something we would own, just because every time we would look at an electric car, it just seemed so expensive.
But that all changed the day he found a fully electric Chevy Bolt for the right price.
And we ended up picking the car up for $10,000 with 15,000 miles on it. I was blown away.
The cost made an EV far more attractive, but it wasn't just about the price. An added bonus, it's much easier on the environment, and Utah already has some of the nation's worst air quality.
Our family is very into outdoor activities, hiking, biking, and different things like that. So we are very conscious of trying to take care of the environment and our surroundings.
Sorensen is far from alone here in solidly Republican Utah. EV registration rates in this state slightly exceeded the national average in the most recent data from 2023.
Folks are very aware intimately of the challenges that we have with air quality, both in terms of our health and also for what it means in terms of the beauty of this state.
Josh Kraft leads government relations and public affairs for Utah Clean Energy, a nonprofit organization that advocates for green technology.
There is, I think, a real understanding that your vehicle choice matters, and that if you can move to a zero tailpipe emissions vehicle, that's going to help everybody.
That's a mindset shared by Republican strategist Mike Murphy, who worked in national Republican politics for decades. Today, he leads the EV Politics Project, which hopes to close what he calls the needless partisan divide over EVs. For years, he said the biggest obstacle for many consumers like Rob Sorensen was high prices, but that's becoming less of a stumbling block.
With all the EVs coming off lease, there's a huge supply of used electric vehicles in the market, which has depressed prices.
As those prices continue to drop, Murphy believes the political divide over this technology will start to diminish too.
The only thing they fight over is environmental impact. That is important to Democrats. It is an off-putting thing to Republicans. Now, the price tag appeal, particularly in the used market for EVs, is overcoming some of that dogma.
We built the house in 1991.
For many Utahns we met, environmentally friendly choices are less a political issue and more about lifestyle. Lee Goodrich lives on the road to Utah's West Desert. For years, he worked at a nearby coal plant, but when he built his own home, he had sustainability in mind. Its solar panels, double-insulated walls, and south-facing solarium are designed to heat the whole house.
This house is energy efficient, it's energy independent. Why was that important to you?
By being energy efficient, you're using less resources. You're making better use of what you have. I've always felt that it's good to be a good steward of the land. If more people did this, that would mean less power plants would have to be built. Even though I worked at one, hey.
But he told us he's not yet sold on EVs. He prefers diesel cars for their fuel efficiency and longevity.
My vehicle can be sent to the scrap yard and reused. You can't reuse the lithium batteries. You can't reuse some of the materials that the car's made with, very little of it.
Goodrich says, like this Trump administration, he favors an all-of-the-above approach to energy, including fossil fuels and renewables, though many experts warn continued use of fossil fuels drives climate change. But Goodrich believes that people will make green choices, like he does, when it makes sense for them.
That's the problem I have with these people that I call them the so-called environmentalists, is that it's all got to be one way.
But across Utah, we found there are signs that this state is actively getting into the renewable energy business.
About an hour outside of Salt Lake City, the Electron Solar Farm houses 1 square mile of solar panels and produces 80 megawatts of power a day. It provides electricity to almost all the government buildings in Salt Lake City, Park City, 2 ski resorts, and a university.
It's really amazing. I don't think I ever really understood the scope and scale of
Christine Michael is a renewable energy entrepreneur whose company developed Electron.
The environment is fantastic now for green entrepreneurs in Utah.
She says the state has welcomed renewable projects to meet industry demand, triggered a few years ago by the construction of a massive data center here for Meta, then called Facebook.
They want to have 24/7 energy, renewable energy, powering their facilities, and that really proliferated a lot of the solar development in the state of Utah.
Rob Sorensen's family got in on that solar boom too. They installed panels on their roof a few years ago and said the steep investment has paid off. Their monthly electric bill has been smaller ever since. And even though we could tell Rob Sorensen likes his instruments unplugged, he's gone electric just about everywhere else around the house.
Our lawnmowers, our weed whackers, everything we've upgraded to electric. And they're not only clean, they're extremely powerful.
He still thinks back to when he was reluctant to dive into the EV market. He told us he bought into an incorrect argument that they're just as dirty because sometimes their chargers are powered by fossil fuels.
The more I look into it, I realize I didn't know what I was talking about. The thing you have to understand is, well, how much coal? How much coal did it take to drive your 250 miles in your EV car?
That's a question Sorensen believes more and more Utah residents may be asking in the years to come.